Most triathletes have a coach. Some pay thousands for personalized training plans, one-on-one feedback, and weekly check-ins. But me, I had ChatGPT. So yeah, 70.3 Ironman that I did last year, that was all through ChatGPT. And before you think I'm joking, I'm not. No fancy training amp, no coach yelling at me through Zoom, just a free AI chatbot and quite a bit of trust issues going into it. And before we kind of go on, no, we are not sponsored by OpenAI, unfortunately. But yeah, basically I gave a robot my life for 4 months and it replied in less than a second and just said, hey, here's your new reality, champ. And realistically, it started out pretty simple. I told ChatGPT, or what we like to call it in our household and the team, Coach GPT. Told him gym rat, ran an ultra marathon, did some other runs, decent swimmer, but need to really step up my game when it comes into this next 12 weeks there. So that entire 12 weeks that I had on the documentary that we shot and did for the return of the channel there, all those training plans you've seen on my wall, my fridge and everything, that was all done through ChatGPT. And the thing is, I didn't realize how deep it could go. Nutrition plans, recovery timing, breathing exercises, and more. Once I created everything, I realized it wasn't just a plan anymore. It was an entire system that somehow kept me accountable because it was always there for any single questions or any hiccups or anything that I had during training camp. It was always there to give me feedback, solutions, and more. The thing is, though, I didn't just follow the plan. I learned how to think like a coach throughout the entire process. Every time I asked a question, I didn't just get an answer. It gave me a mini lesson, right? It made me question the things, tweak stuff, and actually understand why I was training the way that I was. It was amazing to see the amount of information I would get on very specific things. As you can see here, like when is going to be the best timing to even have my coffee on race day? The day before, am I going to have mashed potatoes or white rice? Like I was able to ask it the most very specific things in my detailed training plan, and it would always give me the answers that I was looking for. Not even just the answers that I wanted. Anytime it gave me anything that I didn't like, I would still follow it. And the one thing kind of makes me swear by this as well, as you can see in that documentary that we shot there, I felt fantastic on race day. I was able to do the 70.3 in sub 6, which, not to brag or anything, but that's a pretty good time for your first one as well. So it's just one of those things where everything that it did came so unbelievably true. And it's so funny though, because there's a couple of forums that, and I see people like, hey, is 9 months going to be enough time to train for a 70.3? Hey, is this going to be enough time? And everyone's always like hemming and hawing about it. Because they always talk about like hiring a coach, which I would still highly recommend, right? But for me, I just put it all into Coach GPT over here, and everything worked out perfectly, realistically. Here's what I actually learned from Coach GPT though, but if we want to get there, like what I learned from ChatGPT as a coach here. Consistency over perfection. That was the one thing it hounded on me, right? Listen, if I'm running 21K on the Sunday for a training day, it's not asking me to have a personal best. It's definitely giving me time frames that I would like to complete it in. But realistically, it's not how fast you get it done or how perfect you get it done. It's that you're always getting it done. So that's the one thing I do want to say. Consistency over perfection when it comes into the training plan there. And that's not going to be a chatbot to tell you that as well, right? You have to hold yourself accountable for that. Learning the why behind my training details makes everything 10 times better. It just gives me a full understanding of why I'm doing this, what are the ramifications if I do not complete this successfully, and then how far is that going to set me back into the training camp as well. So learning the why is incredibly important for me personally when I did the whole training camp, learning everything from Coach GPT here. And the last tip / trick, I don't know if it's a trick technically, but I would like to say through it all, is AI does not replace a coach, but it might make you coach yourself better. And that's what it did for me personally. And I think one of the funniest things about it too is obviously in my close circle, family and friends, I was giving everybody updates, on training camp, how it was going, right? And it's funny because 12 weeks out, I told them, it's like, no, I got a coach for this all. And they're like, oh, wow. And then I would tell them the coach's plans, which by the way is just Coach GPT. And as soon as you say the word coach, nobody thinks twice of questioning it. They're like, no, this coach is putting you through the ringer. Everything is, you sound like you're absolutely locked for this. And it's so funny that nobody knows that it was all AI this entire time. So yeah, with that being said, that was my coach this entire time leading up to the 70.3. And moving into training camp where I am now, there's only one thing left to ask it.
Singing his song. All the little birds on Jaybird Street love to hear the robin go tweet, tweet, tweet. Rockin' Robin, tweet, tweet, rock, rock, rockin' Robin.